Tom, tell us about this interesting Alpine you have.
Well, I bought it over the internet, sight unseen, about 2 years ago. Been driving in Europe for, well, I guess 10 months the last 2 years, and I've just brought it back to Perth.
And it could be an everyday car if you really want it to be?
Certainly has been for the last week, because I've been driving it every day.
And thoroughly enjoying it by the sound of it. Condition is pretty much as you were told it was?
Yeah, no, it was in good nick. I mean, I have given it a coat of paint since it arrived. Alpine were never very good with their paintwork, unfortunately, because it's a fiberglass body, not metal.
And what else have you got in mind to tizzy it up a bit?
Nothing really. I mean, it's basically an original car.
When you get in there doing anything else at all, will you find any surprises? Is it so uniquely French, so different?
I don't think so. I mean, I've had an Alpine expert in Brussels, where I've been living, have a good look at it over the last 2 years, and he can't find anything wrong with it.
And an absolute pleasure to drive. How about performance as such?
Much too fast for Western Australian roads, unfortunately, but handles beautifully.
And you don't have trouble with the police?
So far, so good.
What about idiosyncrasies? Well known in European cars, particularly French again.
That's true. Haven't really discovered anything other. I mean, it's a bit cramped inside. If you're 6 foot plus, little bit cramped. But other than that, no, it's a nice car.
What about the history of the car? Where did it actually live before you acquired it?
It's had 3 previous owners in the UK. It's one of a couple of hundred that were made in right-hand drive. Left the factory on 11th of October 1988. Blur Alpine, done 50,000 miles when I bought it, and so it lived its life in the UK.
And I understand that you have some other UK cars in your stable at home.
Oh yes, very keen on post-war English sports cars. Second World War, that is.
What about the classic car scene here in West Australia? What's your most vocal comment on it?
It's getting better. I think there are people bringing in some interesting cars into the state. There seem to be more events now, so I think it's improving.
The question of concourse comes up often. Some people say it's a lot of nonsense, other people say it is so important. How do you feel about that marriage?
A lot of nonsense, I'm afraid. Cars, but I am not critical of anybody who wants, they can do what they like with their car. Cars are to be driven, in my view, and you know, if you can keep them looking nice and driving, well, that's fine. But I don't think you should have a car just to look at.
So we'll never see this on a trailer?
Very unlikely.
And we'll see it at many shows from now on?
Absolutely.
And hopefully you too?
Absolutely.
Thanks, Tom, for your help.